Alrighty, I forgot to bring my camera with me, so you guys missed out on my spraying and stuff, but you know, I have another thing that I can show you guys today, and that's like, I'm doing like those cups they turned out. Hold on, let me start over. The cups that I made with like the do you want a cookie stuff for those individuals. Man, I don't even know how long it was, like 2 weeks ago. I made a video with it, about it in there, but I'm gonna go give them out now, that's gonna be exciting. Hopefully they're there, but knowing my luck, they will not be there and I'll never get to see them, but that's okay, because as long as they get them, that's like the most important part. And today too, I gotta show you guys these fucking cups. Look at this. Look at that cup. Can you guys see that? Oh my god, yo. And then the bottom, it's got some crumbs on there, but black bottom, black clay body, or black looking clay body, black glaze, and then this blue dreamy pot with this nice glassy interior. God damn, I'm excited about those, yo. So those turned out really great, and I was pumped up, and so hopefully I can make some more of those sorts of cups. Just spraying that black underglaze on the bottom just really set them off, and so that was nice. My neck is kind of sore. I must have slept weird on it. But when I was in the doing my demos, or when I was in the glazing my pots today, you know, when I was glazing the pots today, or not glazing, underglazing the pots today, I did a little demo. Like, some people seem like they're struggling on their pot with throwing, and I know it wasn't my class, so I feel kind of bad, but I just sat down and I gave a little demo. I thought it was nice, a nice thing to do, and I don't mind. It only takes a couple seconds to throw something, and they seemed to enjoy it, and that was kind of good. And then a lot of these older women, they're asking me like, it's always funny, like, are you a student or a teacher? And so I know it's because I'm so young, you know, but it's just kind of funny when I get asked that question, and I'm like, yeah, I'm a teacher. And I feel like I gotta show them my work right after I say that to have any credibility. But yeah, what else do I need? I wanted to get my audio recorder. Well, I'm gonna start getting ready here to head out there, but I'll talk to you guys in a little bit, and hopefully you guys can see me talking. Or hopefully I'm gonna ask them for their coolest memory if they're there, which I'll put them in the video, which will be kind of cool over top of my throwing, and then I'll do some throwing later for you guys. So, all right, peace out, guys. All right, so I'm here. I'm gonna go inside, cross my fingers. I hope they're there. If they're not, life goes on. All right, I'll check in with you guys in a second, and hopefully I can get a cool audio recording too while I'm there. Okay, peace. They weren't there, friends. That's okay. You know, life, like I said, it goes on. There's a guy there who I never met before, but he seemed really nice, and I was telling him the story behind all of it, and it was pretty funny. So I gotta I'm just, you know, I think it's a special thing, and what I'm most excited about is like that, you know, they're just working there, and they probably wouldn't expect somebody to make them something. When they come in next time, this guy's gonna give them those cups, and, you know, even if just for a second they feel like a little bit special, you know, I think that's like a really good thing that an object can do, right? Like, a lot of objects in the world are like uncharged, right? They don't have like a feeling attached to them, right? But if I can make an object that sort of becomes charged with some feeling, some atmosphere, something, right? Then that's how I know I'm cooking. You know, that's how I know I'm in the right spot. I think that's what I want to make. I think a lot of potters, you know, they can make a lot of things, right? Like, you go to some of these like countries that are just like mass producing molds, right? They made a lot of stuff, but are they making like charged objects? And I just don't know about that, right? I think as I die, you know, I'd love to be able to say that I made the most charged objects in the world. So we'll see how that goes. All right, I'll see you guys in a little bit. I'm gonna drive home now. Peace. All right, so I had such a wonderful interaction with the gentleman just now. So I was like, you know, I didn't see those people that I was giving those cups to, but I left them there, and I hope they get them, you know, whatever. But then I had the thought, like, well, I'm down here, I might as well, you know, do something. And so I was looking for like a place where I could get a soup, you know. So I got a soup from this one place, and I sat down, and I don't have a cell phone that's like on the internet. So when I sit down, I just sort of have to, I just watch and look at people. You know, I know that sounds kind of weird. I think sometimes I gotta make sure I don't, like, if you're looking at somebody and you meet eyes with them, it's like a sign for me, like I gotta divert my gaze to somebody else, right? Like I don't want to make somebody feel uncomfortable, but I do like to just like watch and see what's going on, right? And I saw this one gentleman, and he obviously he worked there, but he had such a caring attitude when he was talking to individuals, like just like from how his mannerisms, how he like bent down closer to them to hear what they were trying to say, his voice, everything about him was just, it radiated like a kindness. And so I was like, oh wow, I just pulled out all these cups from the kiln, you know, and I was just like, wow, this is a good moment for me. Like I can make another random happenstance moment, me just getting a soup at this one place, I can turn it into something just a little bit more. So I went back to my car after I was done eating my soup. The soup was great, by the way. And then I went back, and I just I went in there, and I said, excuse me, sir, and I just told him everything I was just telling you guys. And yeah, you know, we exchanged names. His name is Anthony, and so I don't think he'll ever be watching this, but Anthony, it was really great getting to meet you. I told him I hope his life goes well, you know. He seemed like, I don't know, like when I saw him, it seemed like he had a lot of like aspirations, right? Like you see people and you see their eyes, and like in my mind, I saw somebody who just wants more out of life than just living, you know. So I told him I like to recognize the things that I think are awesome in the world and beautiful. So I gave him one of my cups, and so I hope he enjoys it. It's kind of cool. It's like a blue sky type of glaze. The cup is like a medium heaviness, so it feels substantial. Yeah, I just hope he enjoys it. You know, you never know like what these things mean to people. I think that's gonna lead me into like my next little thing I'm gonna talk about here is right, like I don't think I want my videos to be real, right? Like to have an interaction, like these special interactions that I'm hoping for are really rare, because I would have had to randomly bump into those people at this coffee shop. I had to get the right time that they were working, and some of them I'm not even sure worked there, right? So the chances of me actually running into them are pretty low, you know? But I think other channels, like on YouTube, it's like every video is these special grand moments, and you know, that's not how life is, at least in my experience. It's a lot of mundane, you know, it's a lot of things just not nothing really happening, and I think that's like real life, you know. I really think that's real life. But you know, I think too, I want to just keep trying, right? And if it flops, then you know it flops, and it didn't work out. But when it does happen and these great moments happen, right? Like they feel special, right? I don't really mess with Bob Ross too much. I think he has his opinions on stuff, but there's some things that he says I think is really cool. The happy trees thing I think is a little silly, but he said like to enjoy the light and bright days, you have to be able to deal with and encounter the dark, right? I'm sort of butchering the exact, I'm paraphrasing here, but it was essentially something like that. And I think he was talking about maybe his wife passing, right? And so he was saying that you have to be able to, like, sit with these dark moments to be able to enjoy these really beautiful moments. In the same way, like, you need to have the mundane, you need to have the flops, you need to have the moments that aren't, you know, stellar, right? Because it makes those stellar moments feel like gold. You know, I think the people who, like, make whole entire YouTube channels about, like, how amazing these interactions are, or, you know, like, I did this today and I got these interactions, and they're doing these, like, interviews, right? Like, it's a lot of, like, they're like forcing those interactions so much, right? And, like, you can have your own opinion on that, right? But I think if you're just forcing those interactions, they lose some sense of genuine thing. That's like why, like, I'm not gonna go in there with a camera and record Anthony and be like, here's this thing, man. And, you know, that feels like so, it feels feels dead. Like, it feels like I've just robbed a moment, right? It feels like I sucked the beauty out of something. Where for me, like, I wanted to go in there, I want to have a nice interaction with another human being, and I want to exchange something that I made with them because I have appreciated something that they have done, right? That's how I think you can do an exchange that doesn't feel like it's dead, right? If I shove a camera in somebody's face, put it in their hand, and I say something, you know, like, that is just it's so sour. Like, I feel like I'm eating a warhead whenever I see videos like that. Where for me, like, I'd rather just talk and reflect about it because it's through my experience, right? And I'll let that moment exist in my body knows that moment, my mind knows that moment. It's just, it wasn't recorded on it. So, I mean, that's the only difference, you know? And I think too, like, for me, it's a lot more special when I get to talk about it. And just experience it in the moment, right? I think so many times we're just experiencing life through a lens, and that's just not me. But all right, I'm gonna cut to me probably making some pots right now. All right, thank you guys. See you in a little bit. Peace.